I don't know if you remember years ago.
David, are we ready? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the January 18th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. Thank you all for being here. For those watching on YouTube or on cable access, we welcome you to our meeting. First order of business tonight is the approval of the minutes of the December 14th meeting. Thank you. I have a motion. Got a second by Sharon. Any changes, corrections, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next up is the treasurer's report. Karen is not here, so I think James got something.
Yeah, I'll give you the end of the year internal report that we have through December 31st.
Fabulous year on a lot of different accounts. You'll see our sales tax earned at $10.8 million. So it's the highest ever that we've generated in sales tax income. You'll also see under other operating revenues, $620,000, and that is largely fees through the IDAs, which we manage. There were quite a few projects that came through the IDAs this year. We generate 30% of whatever fees they generate. So obviously a very good year. And then on the expense side, everything is falling in below budget. So on the expense side, we're well under budget. And you'll see in the middle column that we're at about $200,000 under budget for the year all told. So an excellent year all the way around, and our cash stands at $6.5 million. Cash on hand we're very flush right now, and working with Ray to try to figure out other projects we can work on that. The second page is the pre-development budget. Again, about $100,000 under budget. And the last report is the capital projects report that we can answer any questions you might have.
A motion to adopt the treasurer's report. Sharon, second. Brad, thank you. Any discussion? Thank the staff for doing such a great job keeping expenses low, and all of our efforts with the county that's in the city to keep the sales tax dollars high. Seeing no other comments, all those in favor of adopting the treasurer's report say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We have a guest here tonight, Jack Warner, who just started with us. He's an intern from Community College. We welcome him. Thank you for being here.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
He's one of my guys.
With David.
He's one of my guys from college.
What's that?
I say he's one of my guys. I'm a trustee there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Take good care of him.
Well, so far so good. He's done a great job. He's only been here a couple of days, but we're happy to have him. We have a number of resolutions before you this evening. The first one begins in the town of Rotterdam. I asking to briefly summarize.
Right, we held a public hearing on the project on December 29th. We've received no written or verbal comments. The project is a pilot for GE Rotterdam. It extends an existing IDA pilot, provides tax stability and tax certainty for the local taxing municipalities as well as the company. With respect to seeker, this is an exempt action, a type 2 action. So everything's set and ready to go.
Motion on this?
Still moved.
Thank you, Doc. Second. Brad, thank you. We worked extensively with the town leadership and with the leadership of the Shelmont School District. This continues our enlightened policy, we believe. It goes back to Sharon's days at City Hall of working with GE, having a good settlement that's fair for everyone, and having that in place so that the school district and the town and the county can plan their expenditures. The old days, it was court battles, and everyone loses when you go that approach. So we've had a very productive relationship, and we're pleased to move this forward tonight. So we have a motion, a second, happy to answer any questions or comments. Seeing them, we'll call the question. Yep.
You say here that it will add $5 million to the annual pilot
No, it's $5 million. It keeps the $5 million in place.
in place. Oh, so we're already, okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Which is a very positive number for the community. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We stay in Rotterdam. This time go to Rotterdam Junction and talk about another pilot with SI Group that asked James to summarize.
Similarly, held a public hearing on December 29th. No comments were received. This is a pilot for the SI Group in Rotterdam Junction, kind of tagging along on an existing Rotterdam IDA pilot. Again, providing tax stability really helps the community out, creates some real certainty in what the school district, the county, and the town will be receiving over the next 10 years. And again, with respect to seeker, it's an exempt action, so we're all set and ready to go on this project.
Motion, please. Neil, second. Sharon, any further discussion?
The pilots are up to how much now overall?
We haven't. We used to publish a report. It was a lot of work. We'll look at that. It was
Yeah.
about $20 million a year. that the pilots
Just
have.
for the folks who are
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
watching.
And it's a
This
good point.
money goes to the school system.
Right, because
It'd be nice
school,
if you commented a little bit
yeah,
about
it
that.
goes, it's split proportionally. It just says you pay your own taxes. There's a proportion that goes to the county, a proportion that goes to the town, a portion goes to the school district. We follow that same formula, and it benefits all of those jurisdictions, and they're very positive. the vast majority of our pilots were on properties that we're not paying anything before. So it's another important benefit of our work. Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Again, we appreciate the support and the collaborative efforts with the town of Rotterdam and with the Chalmers School District. Next, we go to the city. We talked about this last month, the improvements to the Clinton North parking lot.
Right, it sounded like a broken record. We had the public hearing on December 29th. No comments were received. We have an engineer's budget of $805,000 to rebuild the Clinton North parking lot. There'll be a whole new lighting system put in, improved pedestrian access, and we're also putting special emphasis on pedestrian safety and trying to be more attentive to those types of improvements in the area. We've heard some issues that are with the parking lot, with excessive growth, that kind of thing. So we're paying real attention to make sure that all our parking lots are very, very safe for people to go in. The next step on the project is to get to final design, go out to bid, has to come back to the board once that happens. So you probably see this again in March. And again, with respect to seeker, it's a type 2 exempt action.
A motion on that, Sharon, no second. Brad, thank you. Again, we're continuously investing in our parking system. The garage, this is a lot we haven't hit in a number of years. It's a very important lot. There's been a lot of growth on Clinton. It's right off of J Street. It's on the other side of J, and we're really excited to move this forward. We've had a lot of good feedback from downtown business owners and others about this project. Any other questions or comments?
Question, is there a standard in terms of the number of lots in a parking lot for spots in a parking lot for handicap accessibility?
That's required.
Yeah, it's required by the state. There's actually a formula that has to be abided by. I don't think it's particularly in this lot, but in several of other lots, like behind Proctor's Theater, we have many more spaces than what we're actually required to provide for handicap parking. Parking garage is the same way. We have many more spaces available to try to accommodate, because of Proctor's primarily, but to accommodate handicap. Yeah.
Okay, good question. Any other comments? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to Glenville for another good project on Route 5 going west, and we'll ask Jamie to give us an update.
Right, there's two resolutions. One is the seeker resolution, which we are characterizing as an unlisted action and a negative declaration on the first resolution. On the second, adopting the project plan. This involves a local company on Route 5. They're a cable company, so they install fiber optics and cables for Spectrum, First Light, telephone companies. They do a lot of that work within a 100-mile radius of Schenectady County. They're demolishing two small buildings, putting up an 11,600 square foot building with a bunch of loading docks on them. Company's going through some rapid growth, so obviously this is something that they really need to do. 30 employees. Project will increase their employees to 45. Metroplex's role is to provide a pilot, a 485B type pilot, and a sales tax exemption for the materials used in construction.
Any motion on this, Bob? You want to make it? Thank you. Second, Brad. Good company. You know, there's a lot of good stuff going on that Route 5 corridor. We were out there for the opening of the new distillery and the facility that is going to make barrels for the spirits industry. It's moving here from Renton, New York. The cricket fields are getting built. They'll be finished this year. Wolf Hollow has always been a great attraction out there. There's a second distillery. This is a really pretty forlorn stretch of Route 5 as you head to Amsterdam. Busy road, a lot of traffic, a lot of people commute from Amsterdam to Schenectady to work, but a pretty forlorn corridor. And this has been a high priority for the town. We've worked closely with the supervisor, the town planning staff, the town board to make some really nice improvements out there. And this company is really growing well and basically knocking down their two structures, which, you know, their office is in an old house, and you see there's a rendering in your kit. Really nice new facilities. And again, the only reason we have to take action on this is that the school district in Glenville does not have as of right the 485B pilot, which is as of right in the city, it's as of right in Rotterdam and in Niskuna, which is if you build a new real estate asset you still pay full taxes on the property, but you're paying 50% the first year, and it goes up by 5% a year. So, you know, they're coming in right off the bat with new tax base. You're still getting all the taxes you're getting on the land. Start at 50, go up 5% a year for 10 years. That's the so-called 485B pilot. It just doesn't exist in the Scotia-Glenville School District. So we work closely with the town and with the school district. And on a case-by-case basis, we're able to offer that pilot through Metroplex when we get some good support from the town and school district, which we have in this case. So we're pleased to see this move forward and thank the town for the cooperation. So we have two motions. Do we have a motion and a second on the first?
We do.
We do. So we call the question on the seeker. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any motion, Bob, please? And a second, Brad?
Yes.
Thank you. On the, to adopt the general project plan, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We come back downtown to
Just a
support our.
question
Yes.
before you move on. We have been built a lot of these, I don't know, you call them distilleries or these places that make beer like down here, Frog Alley. What is that business called? How do you refer to it?
It's really part of a statewide effort that you know, the state is focused on this. It's really the craft beverages industry is one way to refer to it. And we've had a lot of growth in this sector, people wanting to support. It kind of comes out of the local food initiatives too, people wanting to support local manufacturers, local growers and processors, and in this case, local distillers and local brewers. And it's been a very fast growing sector of the economy, and the state has been very supportive of that industry and encouraged the growth of that industry. And we've been beneficiaries of it here. You get a chance, stop out at this new place out on Route 5. It's impressive. They have music there. It's open on week. It's really a nice place. So we were out there for the ribbon
How
cutting.
accessible is it to downtown? I'm not being sure exactly.
You know, the 5 corridor goes right into downtown. So you pass the Glenville Business Park, you go through the Village of Scotia, and you're in downtown. And that's one of the things that, you know, the cricket you know, fields that are being built out there, we think that's going to create a lot of room nights for the hotels and for the restaurants downtown. So there is a good connectivity between this Route 5 corridor and the rest of the community. Good initiative. Anything else? Good questions? Seeing none, we'll call the question on the second resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, we already had that. I'm sorry.
We did,
I'm repeating
but it's
myself.
all right.
Senior moment. We're downtown.
Nobody's
We're
my
downtown.
fault.
That's
Nobody
okay.
changed their vote.
That's okay.
Now it's the
We
next
voted
one.
twice.
Rainforest.
It was such a good project. We wanted to go for it twice. Now we come to the ambassadors, and I'll set up so Jamie can say things correctly.
This is one of our favorite projects. Each year, we provide our support to the city mission for the Downtown Ambassador Program. It's the same allocation as we made 1 year ago, $42,000 to support the ambassadors being in the area of the downtown. They also receive support from Proctor's Theater, from MVP, which is a big corporate sponsor, Marshall and Sterling. So they've really built up the program. You see the ambassadors all the time throughout the downtown. They've been very, very helpful in recent months with being out and around, especially in the colder weather. And so this, like I said, this keeps our grant going with them for 1 more year.
A motion on this, Sharon, second, Brad, discussion. I think everybody's very familiar with the
Wonderful program.
ambassador program. Yeah, great job. Very, very cutting edge program, and it's more than just welcoming downtown. It is a job training program. A lot of the folks involved go on and complete the program and get into.
Are we giving them enough? We've been the same for a number of years. Should we
No, a couple of
consider-
months ago, we helped them with the van purchase and that we helped them with kind of a bonus support. So yeah, we've been very aggressive on that, and you've been helpful as well, Neil. Thank you for that. I think
This is where the city mission is a project.
yes.
Yes.
So but they've been getting great corporate support. We thank MVP. We thank Marshall and Sterling Insurance. Transfinders have been supportive of them in the past. So we thank all of those sponsors. Good partnership. All right. We need a vote.
We need a vote.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stay downtown and go over to Hamilton Street, and we'll ask Jamie to give us an update on this.
We're proposing to buy 2 parcels in downtown Schenectady. We often refer to it as the triangle. If you look at the last page, it's the confluence of
I'm sorry, what sheet is that?
very last page.
got the Hamilton Street purchase on.
I get too many sheets in front of me. Okay. I got that one, got that one, got that one.
I was going backwards now.
No,
I'm
he
going
isn't.
backwards, but where
I'm
is it?
sorry. Oh, no, it's fine. We'll take your time.
You got it?
We'll, when you get to it, we'll start it.
Is it here?
Not a problem.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Pictures of the building. Go ahead, James.
And on the page after that, Neil, you'll see an overhead map. So it's the triangles at the confluence of Broadway, Hamilton Street, but all the way behind Proctor's Theater. So if you're standing in the Proctor's Theater parking lot, it's just behind all of that across the street on Hamilton. So we're picking up 2 parcels, 2 vacant buildings. There used to be a barber shop that moved to another location in Schenectady, and a couple of apartments that are now vacated and empty. We would like to be able to buy the property, eventually demolish the property, and then look to offload it as we do with all the properties that we pick up. As Ray and I have discussed, given our cash position, we're kind of in a fortunate place to really look and pick out some parcels that we think probably need to a little bit more TLC than what they're getting right now. There's a local company that owns the property, hasn't done much with it. So we think we can just move it along a little bit quicker, and we can answer any questions that you might have.
Any motion on this? Sharon, second. Brad? We think this is very positive. If you look at the Broadway corridor, we have the new office building going up. We have Villa Italia, we have the new building at 242 Broadway, we have the new building at 245 Broadway. We have the UTEC building, we have the Stratton Plaza, the Lottery building. This is an area that's seen tremendous growth. The whole Broadway corridor looks great. We thank John Roth and other developers who jumped in and helped us with the Broadway corridor. This is right past all that development. You got Villa Italia, you've got the new building on either side of Broadway, and then you get to this at the Triangle. It's a major gateway into Schenectady. I have a couple of developers that are interested in this. Our goal is to buy it, knock down the building, prep the site for development. We're going to be able to sell this. It's interesting is we'd aggregate the parcels because part of this is owned by the city. Part of it is subject to a National Grid cleanup that's going to be underway this year, I believe.
Yep.
And so the whole idea is to get this building now. It's a very nondescript building. It's worn, it's tired looking. And, we could use it for additional parking. It's right across from our biggest parking lot, but I think we'll probably flip this to a developer and get the site ready.
Ray, what does that mean, a National Grid cleanup? What does a National Grid cleanup mean?
The grid actually had a gap, in the old days before Schenectady invented the ability to generate and transmit electricity, which made modern civilization possible. You asked that. The world was lit by gas.
I didn't ask that.
The world,
National
that's
Grid.
true. That's what we did. That's what's.
No, I know. I didn't ask that.
You understand. I understand you didn't ask that, but I always have to put that commercial in the screen. I can't talk about the gas. So there was a gas plant, right? There was an operation.
Right near the way station.
Right near the weigh station, there was a way station. There was a place that produced gas for Niagara Mohawk, and there was cleanup that literally dates from the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
When they used gas lamps, and they've been doing it on an incremental basis on Broadway. I think this is the last piece of the puzzle. Or
Yeah, so it's a small piece there, and then at the Municipal Housing Authority, their whole parking lot area will get cleaned up this coming spring.
They've been doing this for
Is that like
almost
a super fund thing, or? I'm
It was-
sorry.
yeah,
It's under the state super fund,
State
but
super fund.
Okay.
Grid is under
I
a
got you.
consent order for the cleanup.
I got you.
And Grid's doing this
Here's
all over upstate where they
I
had
got
gas plants in Syracuse and other places and, cities.
Interesting.
But it's a very good question.
This
I
has
just
been
apologize.
this has been going on for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Seriously, we were
Yeah.
doing it when I was.
And we've done
housing
Sure,
pieces
authority.
of
the
it.
overhead.
Yeah. No, we've done pieces of, the state had a program for a while called the Environmental Restoration Program, or ERP. And that was a very beneficial program. So we used that and deployed it on this quarter. But we're very excited about the Triangle parcel, and we're excited to move this tonight. We've got the property under option and we want to move forward. Any other questions? Seeing none, so we have 2 different resolutions. We have a motion and a second on the seeker. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then to move forward with the purchase and adopt the general project plan, we need a motion. Sharon, we need a second. Neil, thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, move on.
One question, sir. I took some some folks from Albany, and I took them on a tour of Schenectady last weekend. And they were blown away, absolutely blown away. And then past that big new building that's going up on Broadway, I had no idea what the building was. I forgot, what is it?
John Roth is building that. He has
Or it's still open, it's still
no,
not.
he's fully leased the building,
He is
but he
leased.
hasn't disclosed the tenant yet. But we could talk about, I don't want to move ahead as a developer, but the building's fully leased.
Okay, so there'll be a lot of people in there, so.
Yes.
80,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's a big
Big
building.
building.
Wow.
And
Does it have a name, the building?
we haven't named it yet, so you can work on that. Neil. Here, get that.
I got 4 I'm working on now.
But John Roth has done it, and it's creating a lot of good paying construction jobs, and it's moving ahead. The winter has been, knock wood, been very cooperative so far, so they continue to work. No one from the public is here, so we'll close the public comment. Anything from the board on any subject matter? And if not, we're gonna get Brad and myself over to the planning commission, where we hope to get the FWA project approved tonight. If we don't, you're gonna hear screaming and yelling from City Hall. No, it's the company going into that first building on Broadway. That you get off of 890. The first building, we have a really great company, FWA. We talked about it a few meetings ago. Going into that building, we hope we get good support from the planning commission tonight. All right. If not, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
What date?
Beginning of the regular